Yeah. That fresh out.
What's up?
What's good, D?
Hey,
Happy
man,
New Year.
Booyah, niggas.
Happy New Year, niggas. Nigga. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Nigga.
You know, he had to get that Zaddy validation after that second attempt.
No, you had to get it. Man.
No.
2022, Happy New Year, guys. Man, how was your break, man?
It's lovely, man. How about y'all's?
Man, it's great, man. Just to be able to kind of reset a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Refuel, you know, retool the engine, so to speak. Pause.
Yeah.
Oh,
man,
you know what I'm saying? Make sure you crispy for the new year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now everybody gonna be trying to get their bodies right. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get back on.
Oh, you know, everybody gonna be in the gym for that first week, dog.
Yeah,
and like about Thanksgiving, dog. Without that candy come out, it's a wrap.
Yeah, fortunately, man, I stuck to the grindstone, even though it was like 20s and 30s. Some days I was still outside doing my thug thizzle.
No doubt.
That's how you do it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Mighty New Year, nigga.
Oh man, and we got a show for y'all, man. Shout out, first of all, man. Bebo P's in the building. J Camp, man. Shout out to LB, man. You know, LB's doing his thing, man. You know, Detroit's in a disarray, man, with that little dude from the Detroit urban training facility, dude. You know, that one dude that'll be helping everybody. So, you know, LB's out there doing that, man. You know, so shout out LB.
Iceberg.
We actually linked up for the holiday, so he's doing great. Kids are great. So,
how was your holiday, Iceberg?
Man, it was much needed, man. Like I needed a break. It was good to get a mental rest from just that everyday grind, man.
Everyday grind.
So, the kind of grind of this year or last year made you appreciate your pops. You know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
I mean,
plus, you was out there at Tim the Toolman Taylor too, bro. I peeped you with your assembly. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
Tim the Tool. Pause.
Yeah, man. So it's just love, man, to kind of, you know, get back on the swag, man. Get back to it, man. Get busy, man. But it was much needed. I think this year is gonna be a great year, man. Not only just for us, man, but if you grinding, it's gonna be a really good year, man. If you really want to work, a lot of cats don't.
If you're putting that in,
this is, speaking of which, this is the year, Matty New Year, but this is the year that everybody who is exceptional minded need to double their income. Double your income.
Oh, hold on, wrong one.
Oh, come on. There you go.
There you go.
I was about to say the King Cooper clip.
Dang, I was about to say, dang. All right.
Bebo.
Well, I didn't know we were trying to be broke or something this year. All right.
Well, I might be. No. If you're new here, this is welcome back. If you're new here, man, shout out to you. Fresh Out. We are the new Rap City, man. Go to our IG, Fresh Out Show without the E. We're on YouTube. You know how we get down. You see Bebo P with the merch. Cop the merch, man.
This whole thing.
Get that merch cracking.
This whole thing here.
This whole thing. Hold on, man. I got
them whole things there.
I got mine. You know what I'm saying? I'm holding it down, man.
Them old things there.
Yeah.
I got that Pepsi Zero, that Coke Zero in my joint, man.
All right.
But no, like I said, welcome to the show, man. We get down every Wednesday. We just give y'all a special one real quick because you know, hey, we was busy, man. We was traveling.
Yeah.
But want to hit you guys real quick, just with some quick news, man. This will start the year off, man. You know how we get down. I gotta talk about, first of all, hit the like button, hit subscribe. You know how we do. If you like what my guys are doing, hit the Cash App. But we gotta talk about Oreo Cookie Face, man. Roddy Ricch, man. That's my guy. But somebody needs to help him out with that skin, dude. Pause. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man,
does he need some of that Tej Hanley or some of that?
Dude, how Tej Hanley hollered us, man. You know, shout out to the Peep Network, man. Get us right over here. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. So give us the backdrop of this one, Iceberg.
Long story short, man, you know, we had him on the previous show, and he had went diamond on the box record, which, hey, that's a tough record. tough record.
Yeah, it's tough.
You know what I'm saying? That whole
shout out to
album,
Roddy.
man. The whole album was dope. The last album that he dropped was dope.
Man, we F with Roddy over here. Pause.
We mess with Roddy all day long. Shout out to Roddy, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me drop a bomb for him real quick. But we said he was well, not him, but his label was capping on those numbers because they said he went diamond.
Kaepernick.
Stop the cap.
Bruh. So stop the cap. We said he was capping, and this proves that we were right. Again, this is why you come to Fresh Out. He did not do. He only sold 64. Well, when you say sell, he sold his streamed literally 64,000.
Nope.
That's not gonna work, son. If you have the fans, first of all, you're not Kendrick Lamar. Like Kendrick makes good music. I think me and Bebo was talking about this the other day. You have to know what you're selling. You can't say, hey man, I got the best hot dogs, and then come out with a restaurant. You need a food truck. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You can't, if you selling steak, Kendrick Lamar selling steak. He can have a restaurant and come out when he feels like it, drop it whenever, because they're gonna be coming for the steak.
Yeah, absolutely.
Roddy Ricch is selling gourmet hot dogs. Pause. You know what I'm saying? You got to basically keep on coming out with mixtape records and songs, man, to keep you popping. Now he changed management, and you know, in my opinion, they've been dropping crazy, like heavy visuals, man. Like he's like a big time dude, which he's
now
got
when we say gourmet,
out.
Are we talking about Detroit dog or Chicago dog gourmet?
He probably got the Nathan's dog. Pause. You know what I'm saying? but we don't go to no restaurant to get no hot dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Facts.
So you can't just say I'm gonna drop when I feel like it. You got to keep on flooding the streets because you know you're not a ringtone rapper, but you're not making like memorable. You know, I mean, the Box was an amazing record, but it's not. Come on, man, it's not Kendrick level, J. Cole level. You can drop when you feel like no features and they're gonna come out. Then on top of that, the album wasn't that good anyway. But what's your thoughts on this, J. Camp? Just going in real quick before we go to our big topics.
Well, I mean, again, we kind of knew. I mean, you're not only cats who's like doing that type of number wise, you know, and it's getting in our metric bag. You got to be like you said on that Kendrick, Drake, Kanye wave in order to do those type of numbers. You know, Beyonce, like folks like that are doing those type of numbers.
Facts.
I mean, again, we like Roddy on Fresh Out. We really like Roddy on Fresh Out. Matter of fact, we gave him some flowers when we did our awards. You know what I'm saying? We felt he was in that album of the year, you know, wave. But on this, nah, bro. Like it's Colin Kaepernick. Like we knew you're not hitting those numbers, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's I don't know if y'all calculate if I pause it and then I replay because I had to go get something to eat real quick. I don't know if you counting that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know who they got working at AWS, man, who's logging the data on the streams.
Hey, the bots is getting heavy rotation right now.
I'm sure they are.
It's getting heavy rotation, but yo, man, not diamond rotation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Bebo, man, what you thinking real quick, man?
I mean, I think J. Camp hit the nail on the head. I mean, you're just going to have to, you know, I think Roddy Ricch knows this, but, you know, it takes a whole heck of a lot of organic work to be done, or at least a significant amount, or a potent level of songs to reach that level that we consider diamond. I mean,
you an icon when you
yeah.
Dude, you talking about Nelly and Boo? You know what I'm saying?
You talking
like,
about Nelly?
Prime,
you talking about Outkast when they
Prime.
did the double albums? Yeah, you talking about, you know, I mean, who else?
50 Cent. I mean,
yeah, 50 Cent,
50 Eminem. Only dudes moving units in Pimp Juice and us. Like,
I mean, yeah, you just you have to be.
That's a.
I'm not
level,
saying you have
man.
to be legendary, but you have to be at least critically acclaimed on that level, or your songs need to be. And I don't think he's had songs that have really hit that hallmark yet.
He had some anthems, but not
had some
like
anthems on that last one.
He's had anthems, but not on that level to where it's,
nothing,
you know,
like
diamond worthy.
Nothing is hitting, like I said, like what Drake, Kanye, and Kendrick got. Nothing is hitting on that level. Now it's like a notch below, which that's still saying something. I mean, Roddy's in that next category. And I'm not saying Roddy can't get there because he's still a young artist.
He's got a unique flow and a unique delivery too. Shout out to him.
He does.
And he's nice. He's nice, man. He's actually talking about something. So he's not like one of these young cats that I would just automatically boo-boo on. Like he's got an opportunity. As long as he continues to carve out the niche he's carving out now, and he stays in that lane, stays in that bag, and got good management, he's gonna get there.
I think they're trying to make him like the next Juice WRLD kind of cat, and that's not his lane. He's not a big record dude. He's still a street cat, man. Like keep him in the streets, but he can get the album sales, in my opinion. He's that dude, and he has a really good show. But my thing is stop the cap, like your management and all that. Stop the cap because you're trying to raise your concert prices. You know what I'm saying? By saying, hey, I sold Diamond. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need LB over here for. You know what I'm saying? He always on that bag. But shout out to Roddy, man. But the album wasn't that great. But I think he's gonna come back, man, because he does have talent, man. He's got the dudes around him, man. Mustard, he got the right producers around him, man. So he's gonna win. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, he's still getting it.
He's gonna eat.
Absolutely. Shout out to Roddy Ricch.
Just real quick, man. The divorce is finally over. We got some numbers now. We talked about it on the last episode, but we actually got a number, 100 mil. What's y'all thoughts, real quick, just on this, man? As we close the book on Dr. Dre, because I think a lot of stuff's gonna happen with Dre now that he ain't got to share that money or maybe technically lose it. What y'all think? Was 100 was that a good number for y'all, or what y'all thinking?
I mean, for someone of Dre's economic stature, I mean, I think this was to be expected. If you look at other cats who's basically in that same number range that Dre's in, all those cats' divorce settlements was basically in that range. So I think his lawyer basically did him a solid by pretty much putting out that this is our bottom line, take it or leave it type, or this can get even uglier. So I think Dre's lawyer did that, and I think she's smart enough too to understand, let me go ahead and get this now. You know what I'm saying? Because it might drop later on, like the longer I wait. So, and for Dre, again, he got to keep what's really his, which is his name. Everything.
Hey, the name in that business, like I think you said that before, J. Kemp.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's the most important. That value there that's a legacy value. You know what I'm saying?
And let's be clear, she ain't no wife like Jeff Bezos had. Like she actually helped Dre. You know what I'm saying? When Dre was down on his money, and he got with him, man. She helped him get that back. So
absolutely, and that's what I was saying. Like for the people who's pulling numbers like Dre, and for as long as they was married, I mean that is probably right on target with what I would kind of assume that he was giving up, which is to me technically is still not a ton because it's in installments, right?
It's not just it is 1/8 of what he's worth. So
yeah, and when you
I'll take that. That's a win for me.
Taxes and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean Dre's still sitting on. He's gonna make that back. Like, let's be clear, he's gonna make that back. So, and she's not getting the full hundo anyway. I mean, once Uncle Sam gets his piece, So
hey, I think Drake had it solid, man. What's your things? What's your thoughts, Bebo?
Oh man, just. Same deal. Dre got off pretty good in the grand scheme of it.
He did. He really did.
About it. Like you said, she doesn't get ownership of his name, like you said, but she also doesn't get ownership whatsoever of Beats by Apple. What else? Sure. There's no. I don't think there's any alimony that she's getting. When you think about it too, Dre, he gave away in 2017, like I think summer of 2017, I want to say that he gave away 10 million to like the building of it was like a performing arts center out in Compton High School. So that's 10 million. And then he gave away like 30 million, I believe, to the University of California. So I know that doesn't equate to 100 mil, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, he's smiling, no wonder he's got the balloons divorced AF, in the back with his.
Well, I mean, and again, Bebo, it could have been a lot worse.
It could have been a lot worse. And here's the deal. Here's the deal. Like he's still going to be very wealthy. He's still going to be, receiving like massive income. Whereas her, that's all she's pretty much going to get. So once she possibly blows that, that 100 mil, less than that, really, as you said, after taxes, she's going to have a hard time finding another Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre
and it's in installments. So
yeah,
hey,
well,
man, take his little 10 mil here, take a 10 mil here. Hey, man,
yep.
Not wishing anything on her by any stretch, but if something
I had to hold my mute because I didn't want to say nothing bad.
You know what I'm saying? If something was to happen to her, she ain't getting their full hundo.
She's not getting a full hun, and she's not getting another Dr. Dre type cat.
No, so that's why I think
she hit the wall, bro.
So if you think about it, it was a good move for her. And like I said, and Dre's lawyer obviously knew that because he was basically like, "Look, this is that take it or leave it deal."
Yep.
Or we can extend this out some more years. So do you want this bag now? Or, we can extend this a little bit longer. And she was like, let me get the bag. I'll take that hundo.
Hey man, she lucky what she got. Let's be 100. But like I said, hey, if you're just tuning in, man, fresh out, man, you know how we do. J Camp's in the building, man. Bebo P, LB's on the break, but shout out to him. We going in tonight, man, giving y'all that 2022 vibes, you know what I'm saying? So
Maddie New Year.
But like we gotta talk about, man, this Fat Joe capping right now, man. He said he in an interview, he said he ended or a podcast, he said he ended the beef with the East Coast West Coast beef in the 90s after Pac and Big died. My question, you guys, man, do you think he really stopped the beef, or was it because two dudes got killed?
Well, when you check out the interview where he said that, he first came off as if he gave himself the credit in a major way for ending that East Coast West Coast beef. But like maybe 1 or 2 minutes, or so afterwards, as he's, continuing to talk on, it's almost like he caught himself.
He got sober real quick.
Yeah, he sobered up real quick and made it sound like he contributed.
Hold up, this is being recorded. Hold up now. This is being recorded.
Hey, he said it. Fat Joe said it. You know what I'm saying? He indicated afterwards that he contributed to ending the beef. And on that note, I do believe that, he was there with, at the meeting with Farrakhan along with Dougie Fresh and several other people. When it comes to like how the beef ended, we all were there, in the 90s, me, Iceberg Slim, Nino Purple Haze, and LB, and folks of our ilk, we were there. So we know that Fat Joe, I'm not going to take away that he probably contributed because he did remind us of that Thicker Than Water movie that he did with Mac 10 once they met up.
But we know that's 100% cap.
It's cap.
If you're going to use Blood Thicker Than Water as like the crowning moment of
absolutely.
Come on, my guy.
Yeah. It's definitely not no crowning moment to end the beef. In fact, I agree with Gene Deal.
I was actually surprised that he said
shout out to Gene Deal.
What's that?
Yeah.
Shout out to Gene.
I said I was surprised that he even like mentioned that movie. It's kind of like a as part of the peacekeeping plateau.
Right.
Now, and let's be clear, Fat Joe's a boss. Like, we're not knocking his boss status.
We ain't knocking that at all.
Shout out to Terror Squad all day. We rep
all day, man. We rep Terror Squad.
Pistol
hard.
Pete don't be coming up running up on us when we in wild.
Hard. You know what I'm saying? But it's just more so like, bro, come on, man. Like, at least give some better examples than saying, yeah, man, me and Mac 10, we said we gonna do something big for hip hop and end this thing by let's make a movie, Blood Thicker Than Water.
Well, and it like you said, J Camp, it wasn't the crowning jewel that ended the beef. I mean, it was just really like the death of Big when he was in Cali.
Man, people were scared.
People were scared, but the West Coast felt vindicated by the passing or the murder of Biggie out west, out in Cali. So I think those were contributors as well as other crowning moments, but it certainly wasn't this. But shout out to Fat Joe because if you're in a meeting, if you're at a Farrakhan meeting or a collective of some sort or whatever the situation is, hey, it's better than nothing. you know, if you're trying to end tensions between, you know, East Coast versus West Coast. So, but absolutely, it wasn't the crowning, crown shining moment.
Yeah, it wasn't his voice and his words that stopped everybody from shooting everybody. You know,
nah, because I mean, somebody like Farrakhan can easily say he was.
Yeah, I mean, go anybody
who was in that meeting.
Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, I mean, you know, basically anybody who was in that meeting can say I ended. I mean, you might have been a willingful participant that helped squash some things, but you were not the end all be all of why it ended.
Correct.
That's my only thing. And I salute you for being in a position to where you can talk straight and look cats eye to eye and say, look, man, we need to come together, wooty wooty woo, along with Farrakhan, along with Dougie Fresh, along with Cube, along with many others who was present in that room that day. But that was just one of the events. It wasn't like the only event. It wasn't the only time. It wasn't the only moment. So
there was a lot of back-channel conversations that happened even before Pac died, even before Biggie died. And you can even say that conversation that Tupac had with Nas was one that ended it, because it could have got ugly.
He was a contributor.
It could have been ugly when Pac and them saw Nas. If Nas and them and Jungle would have done something crazy at the MTV Awards, it would have been ugly.
It would have been ugly.
But it was basically
Eric
Nas
B as
that
well
calmed
was a contributor.
that down.
Yeah.
Shout out
Eric
to
B.
Nas, man.
Yep. Nas, Eric B. You know, Gene Deal said that
Shout
Eric B was a part of it. You know, but like you said, there was a lot of other behind the scenes cats, you know, known and unknown, you know, that I think helped to contribute just as much as Fat Joe. So
and salute to Fat Joe again for
we rep Terror Squad all day. You know,
trying to be a big
cat, man. Miami, he holds it down. NY, he holds it down.
Yeah, for being a shining light
veteran in the game.
Exactly. We don't want to say that Fat Joe didn't have anything to do with it, but again, we don't want to make it seem like that he was the guy that delivered that home.
Well, even he caught himself, so that goes to show you something right there in that interview that
he knew it was gonna be some headlines, boy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he don't want that heat. But like shout out to Fat Joe, man. Miami all day, man. You know what I'm saying? When I'm in Miami, man, look out for me, man.
Bomb harder.
That Fontaine Blue. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? When I'm in Fontaine, the Prime 112, look out for me, Fat Joe. Come on.
That's right.
Sugar dig for Sugar dig.
We're gonna give some flowers early in this episode,
Got
man.
to.
Okay.
Let's just throw a bomb for HitBoy. Let's throw it hot. Just salute this man. You know what I'm saying? First of all, man, the love that he has for creating music.
Yeah.
Working with Nipsey, you know what I'm saying, and bringing out some of the best in Nipsey, in my opinion. Working with Big Sean and other guys, man. But this Nas record. Even before I get to Nas, man, you know, HitBoy was from Atlanta, was found by Polo the Don. Got on good music with Kanye. Kanye kind of didn't really work with him too well. So, you know, HitBoy had to go out there on his own. Nas basically didn't have to mess with HitBoy. You know what I'm saying? Like Nas would stamp this dude and say, yo, he's official. And to me, you got 3 classic albums, man, out of this dude, man. So before we get to the album, I want to give some flowers to HitBoy real quick. But we got to talk about that magic, man. That album is just...
Go in, Iceberg. Go in.
I mean, no. I want y'all to rap, man. Just what's your thoughts, man, on just this album, man, and just, you know, just what it represents for hip hop, not just Nas's, catalog.
Yeah, I mean, to me, what it represents for hip hop is the essence of the MC and the producer. You know, those two is what comes together, along with your DJ. Yeah. Those 3 components come together. I mean, that's what makes that magic. That's why this album is legendary to me. I'm not saying it's Nas's best work, not saying that at all, but sometimes timing is everything. You know what I'm saying? I think Nas is showing that you can work with producers that's not from your era, and they can bring out the best in you. Because I feel like since Nas has been with HitBoy, I'm talking like they married. But it's a marriage that works. So pause on that. But this marriage, man, this union that came together has just been making some classic albums. And really, HitBoy needed this too, because HitBoy is now showing that what he can do. Like when you can work with a legend like Nas, come on, son.
And
like,
also bring out the best or some of the best out of him, man.
And bring
or
out the best
get him
out
to
of
rekindle that flame, man.
Exactly, rekindle that flame. That's something that Kanye couldn't do when Kanye had that collaboration project with Nas. It's not to say that that album was whack. I'm not saying that at all. Kanye definitely shined in some spots on that, but this is one of those things where you can feel the chemistry through the vocals, through even Nas is saying it on the beat. He's like, man, he shot now HitBoy. How many times has Nas shouted out a producer besides like Premier? You know what I'm saying?
That's it. That's it.
Nas is dropping this dude flowers on the tracks, you know, and you can tell Nas is having fun. So again, when you have that essence coming together, that clay, these dudes is building clay. You know what I'm saying? And yo, it's hard body, man. The magic is just, I mean, for folks who haven't heard it yet, you need to. It's what, like 10, 11 tracks, all solid. It's a real quick listen, so you don't have to like rack your brain listening. And the classic Nas, he's dropping some stories, some tales, some urban legends, you know what I'm saying, if you want to call it that he's dropping in there. Nas always secretly does it. He's always putting you in a time and a place, or he's recapping an event that happened back in time that was synonymous in hip hop. He's always doing that in tracks too, man. But this album, I'm gonna let Bebo go in, but this album, yo, it's hard, man. But salute to HitBoy. I'm proud.
I'm proud
not
of
only of him, but I'm just proud of this project. I'm proud that you are bringing Mount Rushmore cat back to the forefront and giving him Grammy-worthy stuff. I mean, because basically King's Disease got a Grammy. I mean, that's HitBoy. That's HitBoy's work. So Nas ain't got a Grammy before until he got with HitBoy.
Hey, Bebo, the floor is yours, man. And just, talk about the album, and then I got one more question for y'all on top of that. Just going on the album.
I'll go on the album, but let me let Jay Camp finish cooking. He sounded like he had a little bit.
Oh no, my fault, Jay.
No, I was basically done, but I mean, you know, just to kind of touch on the album, just real quick, because I was giving my flowers.
Oh no, go ahead, man.
But man, that Meet Joe Black, that Ugly, and that Woo for Children. I mean, I think I played that Ugly. I think I ran that back, man. Like that's probably just the one joint on the album I ran back multiple
times. Were you expecting this much heat though?
No, I mean, when I first, now I will say that album cover is so classic and so throwback. You know what I'm saying? I did kind of expect some heat just off the album cover.
You put that Young Nas on there, you know what time it is.
Young Nas on there. I said, okay, they unleashing the beast. You know what I'm saying, for this one, man. But yo, that Ugly though, that's like my numero uno favorite joint on there. That I mean, HitBoy killed that beat. He killed that sample. He killed that sample on there. You know, that was a dope one. And only Nas can bless the way that he did it. You know what I'm saying? The story he told. I mean, that's a joint for like Nas or Raekwon. Like only Nas or Ray would be able to bless something.
What was for me being an old producer back in the day, you can tell these are handcrafted beats too.
These are handcrafted. Like, you know, HitBoy had these in the chamber, waiting for his opportunity to work with a dude like Nas. He know he was in, because he was in his other bag. Because we've heard HitBoy produce other artists.
Yeah, I've heard of he got the Cali swag, you know what I'm saying? He had the Nipsey swag, you know.
Yeah, the Nipsey swag, but that swag is different. He got with Nas, he was like, hold on, I've been working on this for a minute. He dusted off a different caliber MPC. He went to a different number, like the 5,000 joint. He went to that. He dusted off that and was like, look, man, I've been cooking up these beats. He probably already had 13 joints just already done. He probably put like a couple finishing touches on there when he heard 4 bars from Nas. Just let me get my post-production bag now. I need to throw this extra in here. But go ahead, Bebo.
No, man, you cooked very well in regards to
hold on. First of all, let me just drop a bomb for Jay Kemp, man. Like beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Jay. I mean, go ahead, Bebo P.
No, you good. Like you said, man, shout out to Jay Camp for that analysis of this album. This album was a roll through, and it still is a roll through, even after what, a couple weeks of it being released.
This is steak right here, man. This is steak. This ain't hot dog.
This is this is definitely Ruth Chris steak.
It's
and
Ruth Chris, bro.
What's probably got Jay-Z mad right now behind closed doors.
Wait on the Jay-Z. Wait on the Jay-Z. That's what I'm saying. Going in on the album.
Okay.
I got another question. Don't go
all right.
Don't go there yet.
What I meant to say was what makes this project so beautiful is the fact that Nas and HitBoy, they bring the best out of each other in these modern times.
Yes.
As you guys just mentioned with Nas, or actually as Nas mentioned, like even on the album, he mentioned that he's in rare form.
Yeah.
And so forth. And with HitBoy, I personally haven't heard HitBoy produce beats like this, with this in this like fashion. And when I say
he's in that Alchemist space. He's in that.
Yeah, he's kind of in. Well, Alchemist. He's kind of in that. Yeah, he's finally able to expose more of the other side of his talents because he's done it before. With cats like Big Sean and so forth. So I'm not
on this
sleeping on
level
that.
Though, this many beats though,
right? And what he's done
God
is
bless the samples,
you can tell he studied
the drum tracks.
I mean, he's studied like your Jay Dillas. He's been studying your DJ Premiers. He's been studying cats on the other side of rap, which is hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
He's Black Milk.
And he's being with Nas is like, okay, now I finally get the chance to really just show, hey, I could really like get down on the boom bap spectrum in addition to the the wavy stuff and the grill and all that. But with Nas, I mean, he had like modern day quotables, and Nas he has some quotables on here. I mean, what was it? Why would I ever rock a chain again when I what was it? Why would I ever have to cop a chain again when the QB chain chains in the game? Yeah. I mean, just stuff like that. Even just something that like isn't as bold, like the whole clique is each other's counselors, stuff like that. Or when he's repping the East Coast, when he said, I put the new in New York, I'm home. All of the watches stay on the Eastern time zone. That's kind of like him like being like, oh shoot, he's owning the East, and him saying that he's the New York J Prince,
Hey, to the words out of my mouth. Right. He's a New York J Prince.
Right.
Come on, man. I got so many kids in the game. It's like a gender revealing. Come on, man.
That bar right there was stupid. And I don't know if it made you feel like this, Bebo, when you heard it, but it almost gave me the feeling like this is like way too easy for Nas.
At this point,
because basically when he said he's in rare form, it's almost like he sent a message like, man, let me just go ahead and just cook everybody right here. And I think that's what the bar, when he was talking about, I got so many kids in the game, it's a gender revealing. I think that's why he basically had to go ahead and just come with that, man. But Nas was at peace, man. I felt like
he's at peace. He's in his groove.
He's in the groove, man.
But when have you seen somebody like a Usain Bolt kind of person, somewhat win all this stuff, retire, and then come back and win two more?
I think
go joints.
To answer that, it's crazy. That's the true hallmark of a producer, Iceberg. Whenever a producer, like they used to say back then about DJ Premier, that his beats were so dope that you could put a whack rapper on there and make him sound decent. Now, regardless of how you feel about that, it's like, hey, producers don't just make beats. They're willing to do what it takes, whatever the situation calls for, to bring the best out of you and that person. It's just like a teacher when he or she's teaching a class. Yeah, you're teaching the students, but the teacher also gets fed as well. The MC rocking the stage. Yeah, you're feeding the crowd, but the MC or the artist or the musicians, they get feedback as well from the energy that the audience exerts, and that's the marriage here between a Nas and a HitBoy.
Absolutely, and you can tell too.
Beautiful, and that's what that's the hallmark of a producer.
That's the hallmark of a producer, and you can tell that this dude went back and listened to old Nas.
Yeah,
he listened to that legendary Nas.
Yep.
And kind of crafted that to make sure that he gives the people that Nas.
That's right. I mean,
so he did his homework.
Oh yeah, he definitely did his homework. I mean, the joint that he had with DJ Premier and ASAP Rocky, those sound just like DJ Premier drums. That's not an accident.
Hey, dude, this dude HitBoy's man, like the dudes are still living. Large Professor's still living. Pete Rock's still living. He could have went to them. This dude actually made some like records, but then put his own swag on top of that, boom back and the samples.
Yeah. But he did by having DJ Premier at least do the scratches. He didn't go by what a certain artist by saying, Just Blaze is my DJ Premier. We know who said that. For no
stop. Where's LB at?
Right. And that's what makes his production so unique, is that he gives you that classic Chocolate Boy Wonder sound. He gives you that classic Primo. Right. He gives you his swag. He throws his element of new age.
Right.
Just swaggy.
Let's be clear. This dude produced the entire album.
Yes.
He produced
and can give you speechless, but then hit you with the wave guys.
Yeah.
And this is just an appetizer until King's Disease 3.
Yep.
Appetizer. A roll through, being an appetizer.
This is the thing. This is the question I gotta ask y'all, man. We gonna get out of this, man. Okay. And first of all, we can talk about this for another 30 minutes. Is Nas the king of hip hop, man? With this album, I'm not saying this album is the best album ever, but ain't nobody. Let's be clear. Ain't nobody waiting. Jay-Z just dropped 2 tracks on that soundtrack, that Black Panther soundtrack. Ain't nobody talking about them bars.
True.
Yeah, when Nas comes out, it stops the industry. I don't care what nobody. It stopped. Like he can drop at midnight and stop the industry. People were waiting for this record. You know what I'm saying? Even like he shouted out the new dudes, man, in New York, man. You know what I'm saying? The
drill
guys. You know what I'm saying? He's repping the young dudes, man.
Well, he did a mix of both the new cats and the cats who passed away, from ODBs to Max B hasn't passed away.
So my question, and I'm a Jay-Z dude. I wear the Yankee hat 25% because of Jay-Z.
Shout out.
But is Nas the king, and is he the king of hip hop, man?
Go ahead, J Camp. I'm
talking about living and dead. Is he the king of hip hop?
Living and dead?
Living and dead.
Go ahead, J Camp.
I already know my answer.
This is an unbelievable question.
I already know my answer, J Camp.
It is. I almost look at it like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, man. Like Kareem may not have been the illest hooper when he was done. Like his last 2-3 years, he may not have been the illest hooper, but he was so effective with that hook shot, no one can stop it. I look at Nas just like that, man. So I would say he's definitely the king. He's the official king of hip hop because he's doing joints with ASAP Rocky. Now, in the minds of a lot of people, ASAP, the younger ones, ASAP is more relevant than Nas. But the fact that ASAP is on there with this dude and Nas is killing. Nas is making himself. He's putting himself on a level playing field in a young man's game. That's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar space. You know what I'm saying? That's what them cats do. Like right now, Nas got his bars is that hook shot. It can't be denied. And now that he's got HitBoy to help bring that out of him, to me, it reminds me of Bron in year 19 dropping 43 and 14.
Okay.
That's what it reminds me. It's a young man's game. It's a young man's sport. Once you get a certain age, it is. I mean, we just got to admit it's a young man's sport. Facts. But Nas is still cooking in a young man's sport, because if most of these cats are being honest of who they favorite like rapper is, I bet they'll tell Nas to his face that he's their favorite. I bet a lot of them.
Hey, Kanye said it. Kanye said on Drink Champs. He said Nas is the best.
He did. Yep. Cole has said it. There's been a lot of cats who said it.
Mm-hmm. Do you think this is why Cole had a joint writing letter stuff right now, J Camp? Because we didn't have you on the last episode, so I got to ask you that too. Do you think this is why Jay said what he said on the Clubhouse situation?
Yeah, because timing is everything. I think it definitely has an element to do with why Jay said that. Because again, it's timing. Everybody's buzzing about this album because it goes hard, And again, Nas is okay with embracing these new cats, and these new cats respect that. Nobody expected to hear Nas and ASAP on the joint, and then he did on the last one. He had the song with Fabio in them too,
and it was banging too.
And it was banging.
Shout out to 504.
So Nas is showing, yo, I can live in this young man sport.
Yep.
Jay-Z ain't doing no joints with cats like that. He's
brunch
not.
On a Sunday was crazy on that last record too.
Yeah, it was crazy. And again,
with that blast,
it's ain't no disrespect to Jay at all, because we know with Jay, we know his career. We know what he's done.
Come on, man. Jay's a legend, man. He's Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I mean, he's a lot of people say he's the MJ of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? They say he's that dude where he can win three titles. He can go back to back, retire for a couple of years, then come back to back. I mean, people think that's Jay. So we giving Jay his flowers, but we know that was a sneak diss when he came out with that, because he wants to make sure he keeps a little bit of that shine on him and take some of that shine off of Nas. That's the way I took it, and I could be completely wrong, and maybe that wasn't Jay-Z's intention. But to me, that's what it felt like because of the timing. The timing was too suspect on that.
Yeah,
too suspect.
Bebo, go in real quick, man. I mean, like I said, same question, man. Like, is Nas did he solidify being the king, man? Not just on this album, but like I said, he's relevant now. But then, like, he's been through so much, man, in his career. And let's be clear, Jay was trying to get his attention when he first got into the game. He was writing records. He was writing records for Foxy, bigging up Nas, so Nas would basically holler at him. You know what I'm saying?
And he's still trying to get his attention when he grew up.
Yeah. And every time Nas drops, Jay does something to try to put his name in the conversation. Who's the best MC? Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think like how if so you know how LBJ, Lyndon B. Johnson, was the 36th president between, what was it? Basically in the 60s, from 63 to 69, I think, right? But Black America's president was Martin Luther King.
Yeah,
the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. Yes. So I'm not saying Jay-Z is LBJ. I will say that if I were to make a comparison, just at least a loose one, that's at least the first thing that comes to my mind. Yeah, Lyndon B. Johnson was the certified quote unquote president, but Black America's president was the Reverend Dr. MLK. So in this case, Jay-Z, and shout out to Jay. We said on the last episode of Fresh Out, where it was just Iceberg and I, we gave him his flowers before we went in on that commentary. We gave him his flowers and his, credit, which is well deserved. At the same time, I do think that he is above Jay. I'm not going to go as far to say that he's the king of hip hop, dead and or alive. I will say that once a versus is done between the two, and if Nas defeats Jay in that's definitely going to serve as the solidified moment to show, okay, this dude destroyed him on Ether, and in modern times he destroyed him. If that happens, he beat him on versus. So that's what at least my take is on that situation.
That's what we
I will place, and I've always had Nas above Jay personally.
Yeah, me too.
But I think, and even today, like he's like ID. You just mentioned, in so many words, he's more relevant. His bars are more relevant. Some of the things and the instances that he's bringing to people. J Camp, I believe you mentioned the fact that or maybe both of y'all mentioned that he's still working with the DJ Premier, but he's still shouting out to the drill cats and working with the 504s, working with the blasts and that ilk, today's artists, and doing it well, doing so very well. So I'm not gonna just jump up and say, yeah, Nas is the absolute king, dead or alive. I mean, because I think that might be kind of a stretch.
I mean,
For me personally,
that's
but
strong.
it's very
It's a
strong.
strong question. It's a strong
shout
question.
out to whatever the opinion is, across the board, throughout the audience. But that's
It's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna say Jay.
Is Nas over Jay right now? I think so. I mean, I think he's been over. Well, I will say, Nas has had some dry spells, in the industry.
Oh, absolutely.
He fell back.
But everybody
nowadays, oh yeah,
he's never had a great. Yeah. He's never had great albums before his, obviously the first one, second one, no doubt. But then obviously he had some few little weirdo albums.
He has some duds. He has some duds.
Yeah, he has some duds like that. Nostradamus and Bull.
Yeah.
Shorty, what's your price? But to me,
he's in his groove now.
He's never had a hit boy. It's almost like LeBron never having a championship coach.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And now you got a championship coach that knows how to pull out all those things out of you. Pause. And it's just been beautiful music. But then he's got to go back to the talent. Nas basically has all these stories he's getting out, man. He's talking about things, that whole Death Row East that he talked about. He would have never talked about that on somebody else's records, man.
He's telling like legit. I mean, he's putting bows on stories. I almost look at it like
shout out to Nightmare too.
Shout out to Nightmare.
Shout out to Nightmare.
Nightmare will feel what I'm about to say. But it's like
we gotta get Nightmare here to talk this talk too. You know,
we do.
Absolutely.
We gotta get him talk.
Nightmare will fill this gym, but it's like the cats who picked up the pieces of Star Wars after George Lucas, and they put their bow. They put their bow on the film. I'm not talking about the newest ones. I'm talking about more so.
I was about to say.
No. That's why I said let me finish my. I'm talking about like the cats that was when George Lucas gave them their blessing, like with the Mandalorian, the stuff that kind of wraps up, like some of the how you get
solidifies the greatness.
It fills in the gaps of the stories.
It fills in the gaps of the story, and it's all the questions we've been asking for years.
Yeah.
So now you got somebody like Nas who's putting a bow on all this stuff, like the Death Row East, because I had no clue for the longest that DMX was about to be on Death Row, and that whole backstory. I mean, I heard about it, but I didn't know the backstory, and Nas kind of brought all that to the forefront, man.
And that's what's so important about. Yeah, that's what's so vital and important about like certain cats like a Nas, not even just Nas himself, but folks of that ilk is. And he even alluded to it at least a few times on this Magic album is, hey, a lot of y'all ain't telling the truth out there about what's been going on. And, hey, somebody's got to say it, because the narrative's being spun in a different way, Bizarro style. And hey, go ahead, Iceberg.
Lil C's ain't been telling the truth, by the way. And D-Rock too. Y'all need to get right. Holla, Gene Deal. Shout out to Gene, man. Gene's out here telling the truth. Shout out to Carcino. Carcino's been holding it down on the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Carcino.
You know what I mean? Carcino. We gotta get Carcino here one time with the wraparound glasses. We gotta get Carcino here. That's my guy. Chi-Town all day. But Nas is the king, man. It's just Nas is the king.
Dead and or alive.
Nas is the king, man. Like any time in hip hop, he's been there. And he survived. You know what I'm saying? He's like the Jon Snow of hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
Jon Snow. Wow.
He's the Jon Snow of hip hop, man. Wow. Like he's a king. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, Jay he's like the Lannister dude. You know what I'm saying? He's like Jamie. He walk around with that no hand joint. You know what I'm saying?
With that golden hand.
And you did a lot. And Jay did a lot of foul things that don't make him. You the king, but you kind of king by default. Tupac died. Biggie died. They threw it in your hands. You cool with Leor. Now you running Def Jam. You take everybody's budget. Like you played chess to become king. Nas was the king just off of talent.
And we did talk about that in one of the earlier Fresh Outs too. Like kind of like the steps he took to get to where he's at now. I didn't knock him for it.
I'm a Jay-Z fan, man. This is coming from a Jay-Z fan.
I didn't knock him for it at all. But I think when we start to talk about your full resume, you know what I'm saying, when we started to put you on that Mount Rushmore, those type of things do knock you down a peg. Even though I'm not knocking you for doing it, shout out, salute to you. But when we talking about, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, I feel like those issues drop you down a peg.
Hey, it's a Merry New Year 2022. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably get labeled as the tinfoil dude already
Hey, man,
first day. So he said something that in that Magic album that reminds me of what you guys are talking about now. And the bar goes, it was written, chopping up competition, palms itching, Bohemian Grove couldn't get Nas to visit. Oops, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Want to make sure there was nobody with goat heads or anything, or anything like that. But I say that because look, Nas did it, or at least from what we know and from what he said, he did it with that. He did it in a more organic fashion compared to, you know, your more status quo, elitist, whatever you want to call cats. You know what I'm saying?
And that's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, and that's what made me say, you know, say that those bars. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's very important. And this Magic album was kind of like a King, well, in a different production style. I think it was more King's Disease than the King's Disease 2, just based off of the topics that he mentioned and the bars. I mean, he was just on some real stuff.
This thing, Bebo, man, to come back in.
Go ahead. Okay.
In my opinion, the King Disease represents Jay-Z. You got to the top and you got lazy, bro. Then you didn't bring nobody. Then all the people that you brought with you killed them on your way up. You didn't. Who did you set up, man? You can talk about the Bad Boy situation where Diddy basically chopped off everybody's head to get to the top. Now he's sitting up there like chilling, and now you're dating Young Miami and all this young dumb stuff that you're doing. You're not doing that for no hip hop because you went to the Grove. You went to the Grove too. But the other thing with Jay is Jay got lazy too. You get Beyonce, which is a cheat code. And you get Beyonce, now you can go straight through MTV, go straight to all the executives and do all that. Hey man, let's be clear. Nas was
but salute to you too, because I will say Jay did survive Lemonade.
He did, but this thing, that was a diss album, though, man. Because hey, man, she's gonna come out, the women gonna love it. Then I can come out with my stuff and respond to it. But at the end of the day,
it was a diss album, though. I mean,
it was, but at the end of the day, but that's controversy. It makes money, especially with black folks. No,
I agree. I'm not disagreeing.
His career really, like it didn't hurt it at all, in my opinion.
But that's what I'm saying. That's part of the King's Disease. Like, you willing to let your shorty drop a diss album? You co-signed it. You put the stamp on there.
He was gonna make some bread.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So those are the type of things that we got to knock you down a peg, bro. Like, you got too many rough edges. I won't pause. I need the artists that got the smooth edges. They don't have too many rough edges.
Well, and this is the thing, though. Remember, there was a couple years ago, man, when he came out with the one album with the, where he got divorced with the green wedding dress. Remember, she was trying to get him for like $45,000 a month on the child support. He didn't have money like that. Remember, everybody's like, "Oh, Nas is broke." You know what I'm saying? And so then he comes back. He does great investments with his business. With you know what I'm saying? Yep. With the Queensbridge investments. Then he comes out with this new album with HitBoy. I mean, he's almost considered a billionaire now. And like a couple years ago, he was almost broke.
Yeah.
Well, it just goes, man.
He didn't have the Beyonce cheat code.
He got it out the mud, bro.
He did get it out the mud. Yeah, absolutely.
I remember him saying at the Source Awards when all that stuff happened with Suge Knight and all that. He said he had to borrow some money. Yeah, because he didn't have money for no outfit.
That's true. Yep. He sure did.
There was no head chopping.
Nas had to learn the game, man. He didn't come in as no CEO with Biggs and Dame. Dame, let's be clear. Dame did a lot of thinking for Jay. Jay just had to rap. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Yeah. But Nas never had that until he got with Steve Stout. But Steve Stout's still funny style. Shout out to Steve, but you know what it is, man. You know,
shout out to the firm too. I want to shout out, to the firm. AZ, Foxy, Cormega, and Nature. I know those two have been kind of interchangeable throughout, the 90s or whatever, 2000s, but within the firm structure. But yeah, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to them.
Well, like I said, man, to me, man, I'm a Jay-Z fan, man. Nas is the king, man. Just from him talking about Stretch didn't even set up Tupac, and he was in the car with Stretch the night he died.
And we can co-sign what Iceberg is saying because we've had many conversations about Jay and Nas throughout the decades. Iceberg truly is a Jay. He's a Jay guy
fan.
through and through.
Yep.
He's
That NY hat that you see up here.
That's
go
Jay.
Ahead, go ahead and tell him, Iceberg. I just wanted to start it off.
Jay's the reason why I wear it's on the logo, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why I rock the logo. You know what I'm saying? The Yankee boy. That's because of Jay, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's be clear.
And that's why I want to be clear to the people to let them know that you truly are that Jay dude, and you ain't just like boo-booing on Jay. I mean, it's one of those things where, again, with Fresh Out.
Hey man, this is what you come here
squad.
for the real, dude. For real
most dangerous squad. We not gonna, we not gonna sugarcoat nothing. Ain't no cookie.
That's right.
Ain't no cookie boys through here.
Not at all. That's why we're the new rap city in the world's most dangerous.
Hey man, come to the IG. You understand what we talking about, man. Like I said, Fresh Out Show. Again, like, what's your thoughts, man? Hit in the comment section, man. I know we gotta get Nightmare and some other cats to talk about this because this is a deep conversation, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is we talking about 92 to now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Nas has been going crazy. Jay-Z couldn't get into the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like Lost Professor and Boy Wonder was like they grew. Nas was groomed. He was ready, man. You know, he was the next Rakim. You know,
I appreciate that dude bringing closure to a lot of topics that I've always
and he didn't have to do it. He didn't have to speak about nothing.
But he did it anyway.
Well, let's not leave him out.
Yeah, Jazzo too. Yeah.
So, shout out
Sauce
to
Money,
too, man.
Sauce Money, yep.
And Sauce Money, man, on IG, man. He got a dope IG page. Follow him on there.
The Ghost right,
and he just dropped a song with DJ.
I gotta peep it.
Him and K Slade just got a record there. It's dope too.
I know it's hard. I know
old school white Benzes and all that. You know what I'm saying?
I know it is. I know it is.
Nice.
If you just tuning in, Fresh Out, J Camp's going in, Bebo P's cooking. We talking about a lot of dope topics, man. But like I said, hit that button, hit the subscribe joint, man. You know how we do. Fresh Out, shout out to LB, man, holding it down.
Shout out to L.
You know how we do, man.
Shout out to L.
We going in with the quick topics, man. Then we're gonna get up out of here, man. But we had to go in on it. We had to give that respect to the match.
For sure.
Kanye moved across the street to his ex-wife, quote unquote, Kim. My question is, and I wish LB was on here for this. Is this the new flavor though? With some of the marriages or some of these Hollywood marriages, where like you have the kids and then you can't be together, so you just move across the street, or y'all have this pseudo marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your thoughts on him moving across the street instead of just working it out for the kids? You know what I'm saying? Or working it out because y'all family. You know what's happening to the family structure, even on the hip hop phase. You know what I'm saying? Or on the celebrity level.
I think
go ahead, Mary. Go ahead, Mary New.
Merry New Year.
Merry New Year. No, I think that, I mean, we're talking about, an individual who is said to be bipolar, allegedly. So, he's, and probably more so than that in this context of this subject, Ye is very emotional. So couple that with somebody who in Kim K, who is known to, well, I don't know.
She belongs to the streets.
She definitely belongs to the streets. I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about a certain Coven that's, starts.
Oh yeah. She on that. She on that broomstick.
Let's just say she's got him hooked in a particular way, to where, you mix that with the emotionalism and the, other challenges or whatever is going on with Ye. I mean, it's a simp move. I mean, I understand that they're still at least legally married, but you can still be a simp while married. I mean, I'm sorry, man. Like, moving next door is like, that's weak sauce.
It's a blue pill move, definitely.
It's a blue pill stalker. I can see him with the binoculars right about now. Just
cheeks.
Somewhere just,
you know what I'm saying? He's trying to make sure that somebody like Destro ain't in the cheeks. You know what I'm saying?
Destro.
Shout
out to Ben Jones.
Destro, he got that 100 million. You ain't heard of nothing there, nada from him after he got that 100 million.
Yeah, you trying to make sure Destro ain't blazing
now,
that.
Now she's dealing with that Pete Davidson or whatever that.
Hey
man, there's a picture of him driving her whip today.
Well, I'm just at the end of the day though, like this is, Ye is Ye, so he's gonna be all over the place regardless. This move is a simp, like you said, blue pill move. It's very beta. And he just needs to realize who he is as a man. I really do, as a producer, as the high value, as certain folks say, A-list guy that he is. He needs to not only understand but realize who he is in that regard, and then do his thing. Let her do her thing, because eventually she, if she comes back, she comes back. If not, it is what it is. And it's hard for a lot of people to do that. I understand, because, certain people's attachments are, what they are or lack thereof. But, those are my loose thoughts, so to speak. It's a simp move. And you can still be a simp or a beta, even, if you're single or married. So just because he's, trying to go through working things out with her by whatever he's thinking, by playing, Pink Panther, Spy versus Spy Stalker. I just think that this is a weak move. It's a weak move. Go ahead, J Camp.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you, Bebo, man. I mean, you sell it so eloquently as well. That's why there's not a ton I can say, because you basically ethered the whole situation. But like you said, man, I mean, this is definitely a move made out of emotion, the wrong type of emotion. It never ends well when things like this happen. And I don't want to see Kanye go down this path, because I feel like he's better than that, he's smarter than that, and you just don't want to go down this road, because it's gonna mess with your music. It's gonna mess with a lot of different things that you have going on that could be positive for you. And you don't want that type of influence harming what your bread maker is. Because
correct.
At the end of the day, you got to understand what she is. We know that she craves the culture to be relevant. Like, she wouldn't be relevant if it weren't for like Ray J. Like, let's be how. And once Ray J basically,
I peeped that, brother. I peeped that.
Yeah. Once Ray J,
I think
blazed her. Go ahead.
No, this is another thing. Like, she has some ownership of his assets.
10% of that Yeezy brand.
And I was just about to get into that.
That Yeezy brand that he gave to her.
That he did what?
Just about to get into that.
That he gave to her.
Okay,
exactly.
Go
ahead.
Don't get wrong. Now, Kim was a good wife. I can't knock the hustle. She was a good wife.
I'm not knocking Kim as a person. I'm just saying, as far as like how she really kind of developed into what she is today is by, throwing the coochie out there to cats who was relevant.
Let me ask you this though, based on that though, J Camp. Can you? Yeah, so much maniacal laughter, but along with that, can you really hate on Kim K and the Kardashian clan for such?
Because they don't have
they milked them. They got everything they could get out of him, man. They got
the most like him allowed it.
They good.
Yeah, allowed it.
And there's no
move
shame.
on to another sucker, man.
And she's smart enough to get 10% of Yeezy brand. Did Dre give up 10% of Beats? Did Dre give up 10% of Aftermath? Did Dre give up 10% of anything? No. He cut Shorty a check is what he did. Kanye can't do that. That's when I said, when you're making decisions based off raw emotion and you don't listen to anybody else who's in your corner who is actually telling you the right thing to do, these are the type of decisions you make.
So let me ask you this then.
So I can see him giving up another 10%.
So and based on that, what does that go to show you when somebody of I mean, of course, Kim K and the Kardashian clan are, they are like different from like in terms of status or whatever.
Synonymous with what we're talking about.
Right. But for lack, just for this conversation piece, what does it go to show when when you're with somebody, because you have this power couple myth stuff that's going on. Mm-hmm. What does that go to show when you have somebody that is extremely well-to-do, such as Kim K in this case? What does it go to show when you have a guy that's A-lister, high value, whatever, give away your assets, give away, a significant portion of your ownership to somebody who is not only married to you and what it is that you own resource-wise and all that, but you give a portion of that to her.
Yep.
As well. What is that? What do you glean from that?
I glean from it is if you're not thinking about the future at all. Like you're looking at what can I do today that'll give me the most satisfaction and it will satisfy my deepest emotional quibble that I have with myself that I need. And maybe he's the type of dude that needs some type of the companionship that only she can give him, because she's stuck with him through a lot of different issues. That's why I've always saluted Kim for being a ride or die.
But do you know why though?
I always have.
Do you know why though?
For one, she milked the game too. I mean, I know that she had her fishing. She had her fishing rod.
Okay. Does that, as we alluded with the Dr. Dre situation, all those other cats wasn't Ye West.
Exactly.
On that, on that financial level.
Exactly.
On that wealth level, however you want to coin it.
Exactly. So she correct. So she hung in there, knowing that if I give you this 50 milli, I know I'm gonna get that back and some, because I know you're talented. I know your work.
Iceberg Slim. I saw those hand signals. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, son. Okay. We're not sure what that means here.
It's a 304. It's a 304 situation.
Oh, we didn't know or still don't know.
But this is the thing, man.
Means.
Shout out to Kim. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Kim, man.
Shout out to Kim, man.
I'm
not saying she tried and she was a adulting wife, but at the end of the day, man, you haven't heard any scandals, haven't heard it with nobody else. You saw her in the car crying when she was in Wyoming, which means that she cares about something other than the money. And I think honestly they do have a bond, but I do think Kanye is Kanye, like. He's just Kanye, dude. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for any modern woman to be with a man, especially somebody on the level of Kanye as far as his genius. You know what I'm saying?
And I would never say, Bebo, to your question too, I would never say that she didn't like love this dude. I mean, I know how some situations you can kind of tell and see, but I do think that she, I don't think she just had babies with this. I don't think she was on her renter. You know what I'm saying? I think more of her
that renter milk.
Yeah, in that situation, I do think that she did have like legit love for dude.
Hey, Nightmare said it. Did Siegel get that 5%?
I believe Siegel had recently said. Well, I don't know about the percentage, but I know Ye wanted to give Siegel like 50 million or something that he owed him, but Siegel declined it. So I don't know about the 5% of the Yeezy brand or anything business wise on on a company / asset circumstance, but I do know that as far as the 50 mil that got denied by Siegel. So
well, speaking of being denied,
man,
let's talk about the Jigga man again.
Again and again.
Not only is he taking the L in the music department, he's taking the L in the courtroom. My guy Ramen Noodle, whatever his name is, he was claiming that
Ramir.
Yeah, ramen noodle,
whatever.
Ramen.
That college food, dog. That broke man's college food.
He's trying to get that DNA, dog, from old Hove, dog, to see if he can. He said he don't want no money.
Stop the cap.
Bruh, you want some money, man, because he's your dad. But at the end of the day, he's trying to get that DNA test from Jay. What are y'all thoughts on Ramir and his claim that Jay-Z is his father.
Man, these are always tough situations to really comment on unless you have 100% all the facts. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to say one way or the other if Jay-Z is really this dude's pops or if his kid is lying. I don't want to say either. All I will say is that DNA don't lie. So
this name Drake said he's done it before. Somebody claimed that he got him pregnant and he took the test.
Yeah, I was just about to mention Drake.
Why ain't Jigga doing it, Jay?
I'm glad you segued in.
Why ain't Jigga doing that, Jay?
Man, sometimes I hate to put my tinfoil Koof.
Oh man, hold on. Let me put the tinfoil Koofy music on.
That's Scholar, the X-Files folks, man. Scully and Mulder, yeah.
Put the Koofy on, cuz.
I hate to put my Koofy on, but bro, if you
got it. Put the Koofy on, my G.
You ain't trying to get the DNA test, then to me, what you hiding? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because I've always
you can do it at the crib. All you gotta do is swab your mouth and send it to the
exactly. You better find Memphis Bleak and swab his mouth.
Hey, yo, I need you to do a pee in his cup, dude. You know what I'm saying?
You better find Memphis Bleak, but no, I mean, but to me,
Bleak,
if I would rather, especially the position that Jay's in, I would rather have my name cleared if there is no wrongdoing here, just so somebody can't say, "Hey, Jay-Z's out here, worst dad of the year."
But do you think his thinking is, if I do it this one time, then I have 50 other people doing it?
I think some of that has to deal with it too. But dude, you Jay-Z, bro, it's gonna be a lot of hood rats coming out the closet.
Well, speaking of hood boogers, remember Shorty Doo-Wop here? Remember she was claiming she was her son. Anybody with big nostrils is like, yo, this is my dad.
Jay-Z,
you know what I'm saying? Carsino's like, it's my dad.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying though too. I mean, it's just like
Matty knew ya niggas.
Carsino's over here like, oh, it's my dad too.
It's just like Shorty, the big chick who said that Usher burned her. Got on TV crying and everything. We all knew good and
wasted
well.
our time and our internet on that bull.
Exactly.
That's gonna be nobody smash you, woman.
He's Jay-Z. There's gonna be a lot of that coming, coming out the blue. But yo, Jay, if it ain't you, bro, just get that swab. Get that swab house.
Dawson was swab house, man. Hey, Bebo, go in real quick, man.
What's your thoughts on the Bebo?
I think, shout out to Carsino again, because
I did check out to touch on it, man. I've been checking it out too. I don't want to be the guy who's like truly wrong on this. I'm just saying DNA don't lie. So you get that test, bro. You can clear your name real quick. It won't take long.
Well, but here's the but I dig what Carsino's saying, at least from what I've seen of his commentary on this. So I definitely want to give Carsino his
give him his flowers on that.
But what he was basically saying about this situation is of course, just as he even alluded to this too and mentioned this, is just same here. We're not staking any claims as far as, and even Jay Camp, but just whole fresh out. Nobody's saying, either or regarding whether or not this alleged son is the actual son. Same thing with the young lady the ID brought up earlier. At the same time, if for some reason that test gets taken and it is found that for some odd reason or some way, Jay-Z, you are the father on Maury's show, not on Maury's show, but then that's going to propose a problem even deeper, because
absolutely
it said, well, at least it said that the mother was, let's just say, younger than a particular age range.
But and that's R. Kelly on, you know what I'm saying?
And that's why I was saying, Bebo, that's why I said it's good to go, because it could be some bigger issue. That's why I say it's good to go ahead and clear the air there.
Oh yeah, it's definitely good to do that. But the thing is, that could cause, like, other issues, you know, as far as business, as far as, you know, whatever else that, you know, Jay-Z would have going on. Again, assuming, you know, the case of this being, you know, positive in that
and
Jay-Z
she could
would
get
be
child support, but she get back child support too.
But let me ask you this though, Bebo. Given the check that could potentially be written, do you think some of that other stuff will go away? Because we've seen it happen before with some prominent white fellers that's also been involved in that type of same issue.
Yeah, sure.
They've cut some checks, man, and problems go away. So I'm saying, do you think that in this case, just to say Jay-Z did end up being the father of his kid, do you think he can cut a check to make that problem disappear?
Do you think he already tried to?
I wouldn't be surprised. Jay-Z,
Jay-Z no dummy.
He's the type of person. He's the type of person that to you know, Jay-Z's very clever. So he's gonna try to do whatever it takes to some degree to make this situation go away. Jay-Z doesn't need this. He doesn't need this at all.
So if we hear about somebody getting a anonymous 15% cut dibs on Rock Nation,
hey, you know, off the books like Beatniks and Pun and Cuban Link. You know what I'm saying? You might see something off the books. Oh, tinfoil Kufi time again. Look at that. Shout out to Jay Camp for becoming the new sponsor of the tinfoil Kufi. Cop yours now at your local aluminum.
Somebody gotta wear it. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody gotta wear it, man.
You too can buy one at your local grocery store by crafting one out of aluminum foil.
Exactly.
No, but seriously, another I guess rumor that's out there is that, you know, one of the relatives kind of got something shot up. Allegedly.
They said he got Ramir was shot at too.
Okay, well, you know, with that said, you know, that could, you know, again, allegedly, you know, you know, if that happened, you know, hey, you know, we're just glad that everybody's safe from that situation.
Absolutely.
And again, we don't want to stake any claim at all. But this is pretty suspect. I will say that.
I just know in those white collar situations, we've seen checks get cut.
Checks do get cut.
To where somebody is
hush your mouth.
physically harmed, or where somebody gets a royal sum, a lump sum.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, you know, challenges do get taken care of on a higher level, and
they do.
You know, I mean, however that goes, you know, we're not, but challenges will get taken care of one way or another when it comes to a certain class or a certain group. So, you know, Ramir, we do at FRSHOUT. We just hope that you and the young lady, forgive me, I don't know her name. We do hope that you find out who your real father is, who your real biological father is, and you know, you guys can continue to progress forward in the fashion that you guys need to.
Absolutely.
Speaking of cutting check, man, before somebody get hurt, we gotta talk about Raekwon just real quick before we go into the flowers, man. Just
hey, y'all,
there was an article
one time.
There you go. Hey, man, drop a bomb, man. I got mine's supposed to come in the mail, man. Where's mine at, Raekwon?
On the way.
Man, holla at me, man.
Come on, chef. Send ID that.
Hey, the book is hard though. The book is hard, man. Real talk.
Look, he's trying to get that corporate America money by taking a picture in a wooded area.
Simon and Schuster money, dude.
Look at that, man. Staircase to stage. Y'all support Raekwon for the one time. Shout out to Ray.
And shout out to all the brothers, man. They're aging well, man. I want to age like them as I'm getting older, man. Shout out to Raekwon, man, and the whole Wu family. Basically, he had done an interview and also in the book where they were talking about, you know, only built for Cuban links was named something else before the mafia stepped in.
Wu Gambino.
Yeah. And obviously you're taking a name from a predominant Italian family. You know what I'm saying? Let's be clear. Shout out. We don't want no beef with them either.
No.
What's your thoughts on him changing the name and also them stepping in?
I think that it was very wise for all parties to recognize the significance of the communication that got sent from whoever on one side on down through Steve Stout's father to Steve Stout to Raekwon, or however that technically went. I think it was wise for the album to be called Only Built for Cuban Links, because I think that when you're dealing with certain personalities, certain groups, certain sectors, you definitely want to respect the wishes of what it is that they have to ask, particularly when it comes to their name. And I think that, I saw Steve Stout, when he talked about it, because it was through his Steve Stout's father, I believe, who had some kind of relation or whatever, maybe allegedly. But even Steve Stout was like, "Hey, I don't. Hey, we're not doing that. Hey, we're not calling it this. Since they said, hey, don't call it this, we're not doing that out of just respect." And when you saw Raekwon's response, to Steve Stout saying, "Hey, we're not calling it. We're not giving it that name, Wu Gambinos." Ray was at first like, "What? What you mean we ain't doing it? Why not?" But then when Ray when Ray kind of got a little bit better, a little bit clarification, was like, I get it now. So, let's switch it up. But it ended up being a great thing.
Them boys stepped in.
Them boys stepped in.
When you get a call from the boys,
the boys stepped in. But at the same time, Only Built for Cuban Link, it's a classic album title. It's one of the classic album titles to this of all time.
Legendary.
So it worked out on all sides, on all angles, on both sides, really. So I just wanted to end off with that. Shout out to Ray. Shout out to Steve Stout. Loud Records. Loud Records was, formerly Loud Records, I guess. But yeah, those are my thoughts.
Jay, go in real quick before we go to these flowers.
Nah, man. I mean, Bebo killed that. I mean, like he said, it all worked out for the betterment for us all, because Only Built for Cuban Links, man, it's Mount Rushmore of albums.
It is.
So I mean, even Only Built for Cuban Links 2 is it's a hair away from being a classic too. So it's hard to have a freshman and a sophomore like series like that just is a banger. But yeah, man, once some boys stepped in, Ray understood. It's like, okay, let me go ahead and change that joint. And we got the classic we got today. So, salute to Raekwon and Stout, man, for making sure that nothing terrible came about.
Absolutely.
And we got what we got today. So
yeah. Shout out. And y'all listen to that Only Built for Cuban Link if y'all never heard of it, or
if you ain't never heard it,
period.
Listen,
y'all sleeping if y'all haven't heard that.
We just talked about it fresh out, man, so you can understand the building blocks of what you listen to now.
We just talked about Nas earlier. Classic verse on that Verbal Intercourse.
Classic.
Just saying.
Classic.
Hey, before we got out of here, man, we got to get y'all's flyers for the week.
Mm-hmm.
J. Kim, go ahead and start us off, man, for this the first flowers of 2022.
Yeah, man, for my first flowers of 2022, man, I'm gonna give it to a supremely underrated producer, DJ Evil D.
Ooh,
Evil D, man. He's
boot camp sector.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's in that primo lane. When you hear a Evil D beat, it's gonna be the scratching and the mixing and the hook. Man, that dude makes some classics for Black Moon. Well, he's a part of Black Moon, one of the most legendary groups, legendary MC, Buckshot, the 5 Footer. Man, Evil D. I mean, they put out some classic albums, early in the 90s. Man, he's worked with all kinds of cats too, man. Ras Kass, Cocoa Brothers, Naughty by Nature, Big Daddy Kane, everybody in the boot camp clique. I think he's got a LP with KRS-One. He even did some R&B tracks. I think he got a joint with Next as well. So Evil D's been in the game a long time. The Beat Miners was another one of his groups too. Of course, Flip Mode, MOP. Check your credits when the cats who love hip hop like we do. I guarantee you, Evil D got a lot of work on a lot of albums in the 90s and 2000s. So
Nightmare said, "Who got the props? Who got the props?"
Shout out to Evil D and Black Moon, man. That's
classic
like
joint.
Some of my favorite stuff, man. But when we talk about some of the best boom bap producers, Evil D's up there. And all the cats. And all the cats from the Beat Miners, that whole camp, they giving us some classic tracks on some classic albums, man.
Him and Mr. Walt, forming the Beat Miners, you know what I'm saying, in 91 or 92.
It was like 92. It was 92.
Okay.
But a lot of the Duck Down classics we've heard has came from that clip.
Oh yeah. Into the Stage as well.
Into the Stage.
The Shining.
All that.
They produced for Mike Geronimo, OC. I'm sorry, y'all ain't heard of them either.
Bahamadia.
Bahamadia. Black Star. They did some stuff for Black Star too.
Star too. Sadat X.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot
of cats, Eminem used to rock with Boot Camp Click, and he was almost signed to them.
He was almost signed to him, man. He was almost signed to him.
He's done some work with the Beat Miners and Evil D, of course. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But don't sleep.
I said, and we can't forget about MOP. The first fam.
Hey man, they're the organized noise of New York. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Rod Digger. We can go on and on.
Razzcazz, Freddie
Tech
Fox.
and Steel.
Yeah, but I was about to say the Cocoa Brothers. Yeah.
Vast Air. I mean, we can go
Wordsworth.
Apathy. We can go. I'm naming a lot of.
I can rock with you, J Camp. I can rock with you, brother. Dilated Peoples.
Nas.
Nightmare said Nocturnal.
Craig G.
He got some joints on his Stillmatic album.
Nightmare said Nocturnal too.
Yeah, that's
Nocturnal. Classic.
Yeah. Rockness Monster and Sean P.
Yeah, Sean P. Yep.
Sean P was on my New York top 5. Don't
hey man,
sleep.
Great selection for the first one for 2022.
Oh yeah. Oh man, classic producer. So I'm gonna go from, and I was in the East Coast. I gave my shout out to you, God, last time.
Golden
Arms. Yep, Baby You and all that. I want to go from there, from the East Coast, to the Midwest. I want to bring it to the Midwest on a slept-on duo that goes by the name of Infamous Syndicate. I want to give my shout out to Shauna and Latifah.
Yeah.
Shauna and Latifah, you know what I'm saying?
Shauna used to be signed to DTP back in the day.
Classic.
Too.
Yep.
And she's thick too.
Yo,
and she what?
Ooh.
Iceberg.
And she's thick too.
All right.
He needs some milk.
That Renner milk, dog.
Before Renner milk, it was that Shauna milk. You know what I'm saying? So
hey,
she was original.
But shout out because even her group member at the time, she was like in radio. She was in radio when they were like around like their mid-teens, I want to say. So she was in radio and she was like a poet, like a street poet. So, Latifah, she was like, don't sleep on her either. I know Shauna's more known than Latifah, but they both have
she can spit too. She can spit too.
And they had that one album, Changing the Game. It's definitely worth a listen for those who have not heard.
Was hard, man. We used to bang that at VU too.
We did. Yeah. Yep. So for those who know Shauna, and most folks might remember her from, as J Camp said, Disturbing the Peace, Luda Days, and that collective. Check out that Infamous Syndicate duo and their album Changing the Game, because it was definitely worth a listen, and they definitely need their flowers. Going into 2022, I definitely want to give ongoing shout outs to the Underdogs, and they definitely deserve it.
Yeah.
You know? So they can, you know, obviously Shauna contributed to hip hop, but you know, as well,
Man, and
Tifa did too. And I don't want to, you know, we're not playing modern day talented 10th here.
Shout out to Chicago too, man, because I know they had some joints with Psychodrama too, which is another legendary.
Shout out to Psychodrama and Twisted
Midwest group.
Twisted's connects right there. Yeah.
Yep. So, man, they been around the Midwest, man. I mean, if you from the Midwest, you know Infamous Syndicates. Like, you know they work.
Oh yeah. Iceberg Slim, end us off on the flower giving.
Man, I just real quick, man. I gotta give a shout out, man, to my man. You know, lemonade was a popular drink, and it still is. I got much props and stunts than Bruce Willis. My dude, Guru, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Guru was my guy.
Rest in peace,
man.
You know, he died in 2010. You know, normally we do living legends, but you know, I had to basically just change the game up for the first one, man, because Guru was my guy. He made my favorite song, X to the Next, and The Wick, man. My sister knows my favorite song growing up was The Wick, man. Doom, doom, doom. M-I-C-E. If you don't know him, he's half of Gangstar, man. DJ Premier, you know, him and Guru just tore it down. His Jazzmatazz series was crazy. Brought something different to the game, you know what I'm saying?
You in that 90s bag. Man.
Yeah, I'm in my 90s joint. That Jazzmatazz was crazy, but he died of cardiac arrest, man, and they went to a coma. So again, being on the new year, man, you always start your year how you going to end it. So you want to start off, man, being positive, working hard, doing your thing, get into your bag. Don't let anybody stop you from your goals this year, your wife, your kids, whoever. If you have a mission or a purpose, man, get on your purpose. This is what real men with ruling class mentalities do. We get on our purpose and we grind. I don't care what it is. And we do it for our families, not for our first name, for our last name. Shout out to Dame. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you start your year off how you want to end it. So starting today, man, it's a reset button for you to start getting right. And it's not about you at the end of the day. If you're a real man, it's about you doing your purpose so it affects others. Because we build the communities. Let's be 100. So at the end of the day, you know, use the Guru situation to understand that every day is not guaranteed. It ain't guaranteed that you wake up tomorrow. So again, solidify your legacy, man. And this is what we do every week, man. We're putting stuff on wax, man, so somebody can go back and listen to this stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? This is why we do it, not to promote ourselves. We are the reincarnation of the things that we saw growing up that made us who we are. You know what I'm saying? So again, like I said, shout out to Guru, Gangstar. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, one of the dudes that I definitely listen to, man. X to the Next. If y'all ain't heard that, check it out. You know what I'm saying?
He was the monotone king.
He the monotone king, but Gangstar is the real first hip hop group from Boston, not Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Hey man, going gold and platinum, man. When Cass wasn't, man.
Yeah, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. They not that original hip hop group from Boston, man. We talking about Gangstar.
This is why y'all come to the new rap city. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get it on different fronts. You're getting the essence of hip hop. You're getting rap still too. You're getting comedy. You're getting, you know, in-depth commentary. You're getting connection, you know, brotherhood connection from four brothers. You're getting
20 plus years in the game, man, together, man.
Absolutely. You're getting these gems. You're getting these gems.
You know, yeah, absolutely. And you're getting overall love from a collective of brothers who want to see you all win. So shout out to Guru. Rest in peace to Guru. You know, it's amazing because I just listened to his, or no, I'm sorry, not his, the last Gangstar album,
which was flame.
Oh man!
Shout out to Primo.
One of the best to do it, or one of the best yet, I think it's called. Yeah,
permit.
It's
Primo,
definitely a
solid
album, 4.5 at least.
Easily. Man.
Yeah.
Easily.
So, you know, shout out to Preem. You know, DJ Premier. Shout out to Guru. Great selection, fellas. Let's really make moves happen for not only us, as ID alluded to, but we, you know, let's make sure that we do what we can to pour into you all, you know, from a state of gratitude and thanksgiving, because you guys are poured into us from our inception here at Fresh Out and OMG's network here. So we would definitely want to give our thanks, you know, as we enter the birth of 2022. We definitely want to step into this thing with love, gratitude, and just ongoing value that we present to you all. And we want the best for you all and your families, your loved ones, people who you affiliate with. And just understand that every time we do an episode, we have you guys in mind. High quality, everything across the board. So yeah, we goof off all the time. Charlemagne, stop hating, unblock us if you haven't already. You know what I'm saying? It's all love. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna still clown you, but it's all love. It's all love. But that's what it is. Happy New Year. Did I get it right, Zaddy? Did I get it right, Zaddy? I think I said it right this time.
J Camp, man, go ahead, send us out, man, before we got it.
Yeah, man, I just want to, wish everyone a happy New Year. Let's start the new year right. Let's get our bodies together. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're eating right.
Yes.
You getting your proper nutrition. You working out. Also, mask up. This virus is still going in right now. A bunch of flights, a lot of flights got canceled over the holiday break because you had pilots and everybody else catching it too. So it's still real. It ain't fake news. So just make sure that you still taking care of yourself. This is take care of yourself. 2022, we're gonna prosper. We're gonna be healthy, and we're gonna get this shmoney. So y'all can cash me outside.
Man, so much cash me outside. And let me clarify something else too from an earlier statement at the beginning of the show. I meant what I said when it's time to double your income, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not limited to that. We want you to double, the love that you're giving to the people who love you. We want you to double the value that you present on your jobs. If you work a job, to your client base, if you're an entrepreneur or business owner. We want you to provide the value to whoever that needs it out here, because there are people stepping in 2022 wishing that they can say the things such as, stepping in this year greater and all that type of stuff that you see on memes and social media, which is cool. But, not everybody can say that. There's a lot of folks going home behind closed doors wishing that they could have, just something as simple as the lights turned on or whatever.
Absolutely.
Man. We don't want to cast shade on anybody's challenges or issues. So shout out to the underdogs out there that listen to us. If you are listening to us, or if you listen to us down the line, man, we're doing this for y'all too.
We
don't play elitism. We never played it back then, and we're not playing it now. And we're coming after whoever does on this platform. New Rap City, world's most dangerous podcast, and Charlemagne's handler. End us off, Iceberg Slim. That's what we do.
Hey, man.
Oh, and cop your merch.
Another great show, man. Cop your merch, man. The links are actually in the link tree, man. Cop your merch,
it is
man.
hot.
Hey, this thing, like J Camp said, it's official, man. It's not some old cricket bull that you got from your homie down the street. This is real. This is real. Cop your stuff. We got the shirts coming, man. They on there too, man. So
tissue.
Hey, man. Fresh Out Show. J Camp, Bebo P, LBID, man. We out, man. Salute. Peace.